Hi everyone, welcome. This is Eric Rodabois, EPGD Attorneys at Law. It is Casual Friday. I'm not really sure when Talia is going to post this, but on Casual Friday I wear cowboy boots and khakis and no tie, no cufflinks, and a less formal watch. Alright, so what are we going to talk about today? Really simple. Even if you're doing business all by yourself, such as like a single member LLC or a single shareholder corporation, right? A closed corporation, you need to have paperwork. Now, most people might roll their eyes and say, really? The lawyers say we need paperwork? I'm serious. I got a really good story for you. Like most of my videos, it's only because of real life. Like this just happened. Okay, so check this out. Guy comes into my office. He says, listen, I started my business 3 years ago. I'm very passionate about what I do. And a couple years ago, I had this friend, and the friend was, better at business. I'm better at, my skill set. So, in point of fact, it's a school. So my guy's like the teacher, and the friend was like, I'll help you with the business side of it. So they set up the company. They did it by themselves. No accountant, no lawyer. They went on SunBiz. They just created an LLC. They had no idea what they were doing. I mean, they figured it out, but they had no idea, for example, what AMBR, the little initials next to your name on SunBiz, which is the title of an authorized member. Okay, this is going to be important in a second. So, of course, the friend ends up being kind of a jerk. They have a falling out. It got kind of ugly. The police were called. Restraining orders were obtained. And sure enough, 2 years later, my guy gets served. Big law firm downtown. I can see it all the way over there in Brickell. And they get served. And what do you think he's being sued for? He's being sued because the friend is saying, I was 50% owner of the company. Everything was on a handshake deal, but we were friends. And I've been locked out. I haven't been given any accounting. I haven't been getting any profits. So I want a receiver appointed. I want an accounting done. I want this guy to be held liable for conversion, which is theft. I want the company to be shut down. And I basically want to make this guy's life a living hell. Now, here's the bad side for my new client. His friend has a rich daddy. He's somewhat of like a Brazilian playboy or something. So he's got a rich daddy who's willing to fund this lawsuit. And as we all know, justice isn't free, and sometimes justice isn't even received. So what's the problem? There is nothing in writing. Well, that might sound normal to a lot of you who set up single member LLCs. You're like, yeah, why would I have a contract with myself? And here's why. Because at least if you have something in writing, you could say, no, right here it says I'm 100%. Here's my share certificate, here's my membership interest certificate, here's my ledger, and so in their case, it's a little bit the opposite. There's nothing in writing. The emails are all in Portuguese and they're kind of obscure because, no one from Latin America ever gives a straight answer to anything, so it's unclear, at least we can argue it's unclear. When they set up the bank account, the friend was doing a favor by also being on the bank account so he could help my guy out. When they set up the company, they put them both of them as authorized members, AMBRs. Well, member in LLC law means owner. So they are both owners of the company according to the original documentation, which is publicly available. I pulled it up in 2 seconds on my computer. So, does my guy have a case? Yes. But what's it going to come down to? His word versus mine. Because the fact is, there is some evidence showing that the guy was involved in the business. But my guy's going to say, listen, all the money, 100% was my money that we used to fund the startup. All right, we can prove that with accounting. And, there's other evidence that we're going to have to generate. But it's going to be expensive. It's going to be long. And the fact of the matter is, the guy, in order to defend his business, is going to have to hire a lawyer because an answer is due next week. And if no answer is filed, then the other side wins. He gets a default judgment. So what's the moral of the story, everyone out there? Even when you're setting up a single member LLC, write it down. Write it down somewhere. Have it notarized. Have it witnessed that you are the only owner so that if some scumbag ever comes out of your past and tries to say that they're a part owner of your company, but they have nothing but text messages, at least you have a contract that's witnessed and notarized saying you're the only owner. That's just my 2 cents. This is Eric Rodabois coming at you from EPGD Land.